And if I said that Jacob Elordi should never have been cast as Heathcliff but would have made an incredible Hareton, what then? For those who don't know, in the book Wuthering Heights, it is actually about generational cycles of abuse, and it is told in 2 parts. The first part focusing on Heathcliff and Cathy, and the second part focusing on their children. Enter Hindley Earnshaw, Catherine's brother. So, in the movie, it's Mr. Earnshaw, Catherine's father, who's sort of doing the majority of the abuse, and he's abusing Catherine and Heathcliff equally. That is actually completely changing the narrative, importantly, and I understand why they wouldn't want to introduce new characters that ultimately are not going to have a story, but it really impacts Heathcliff as a character, because in the book, Heathcliff is not white. That really shapes how he's treated with a lot of racism and how he's viewed and ultimately who he becomes. Hindley is his main tormentor. So Mr. Earnshaw, the father, is actually pretty kind to Heathcliff when he brings him in. He has him study with Catherine. He makes him one of the siblings and tells Catherine's brothers they can't be mean to him, but then he dies, and Hindley returns to be master of Wuthering Heights with his wife and his son, Hareton. Now, his wife dies and he turns towards drinking after really abusing Heathcliff. Obviously, he's like awful to Heathcliff, but he also really notably stops Heathcliff from learning with Cathy and makes him a servant, furthering the divide between Catherine and Heathcliff, right? They're already a different race. Catherine already doesn't know if she can marry him because of that, but now he's literally a servant beneath her. So when his wife dies and Hindley just turns to like drinking, drinks himself into a stupor, he gets a lot of gambling debt. Heathcliff leaves Wuthering Heights. In the movie, this is sort of framed as him leaving to amass his fortune so that he could come back and be like worthy of Catherine. But in the book, it's actually framed that he comes back with enough money to punish everyone who wronged him out of spite. So he comes back to Wuthering Heights. And at this point, Hindley has such gambling debts that even though he's technically still the master of Wuthering Heights, Heathcliff is pulling the strings. When Hindley dies, Heathcliff becomes the master of Wuthering Heights and keeps Hareton on as a servant. Now, the sad thing is that Hareton ends up really liking his tormentor because he has no one else, until Catherine Jr. comes along. Little Cathy finds her way to Wuthering Heights, and they become the cycle breakers, Hareton and Cathy, the daughter of Catherine. So I think that Jacob Elordi would have been an amazing Hareton.